Months of searching for the perfect home, a Lexington couple says they were scammed out of thousands of dollars. Tonight we're talking with the victims and to the woman who's accused of posing as a landlord. WKYT photojournalist Arnell Crenshaw and our Garrett Weimer have the story new at 6.
No, everything just seemed legit. She just knew everything to say.
Lucky Davis and her family were searching for a rental home since August. When a property on Lindenhurst Loop popped up in her Zillow search, she thought it was the perfect fit. She was told it was going to be fixed up with new appliances.
So that was the exciting part, you getting new appliances. And then she gave us keys, we signed the lease, and it was fake.
How did they know they'd been scammed?
When we couldn't get in contact with her no more, and the keys did not open the door.
Davis says the Zillow listing was actually fake. She showed us a lease agreement made with the person she thought was the property manager.
And this right here is the company that she used that's based in Georgetown, that the address doesn't even exist. When you met her, she said her name was Tamara Baker.
In January, the Davis family says they met Baker at this credit union in the Hamburg area and gave her money orders worth more than $1,600 for a deposit and part of the rent.
She signed the money orders in her real name, which is Justina Boggs.
I accepted money from these people, yes I did.
Boggs now faces multiple charges, including theft by deception. She spoke to us from the Fayette County Detention Center.
I had no access to that Zillow account. I simply cashed some money orders, that's all I did.
Boggs says when she received the money orders, she didn't ask any questions, claiming Davis and her husband were family. But Davis says she only met Boggs once, and that was to give her the money orders for the townhome.
If I thought I was doing anything illegal, why would I walk right into the bank with my ID? That doesn't make sense.
Davis says she left the pay to the order of part of the check blank, trusting Boggs to fill in the correct name.
$1,600, yeah. Down the drain.
And I mean, they could look at my background and say whatever. Yeah, I have some charges for misuse of a credit card, but that's neither here nor there.
Davis says they wish they hadn't signed the lease agreement without seeing the property first. She has some advice for other home buyers and renters.
Just cross your T's, dot your I's, do an extra check. Because if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody else.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And the Better Business Bureau says the Zillow website does have a link about rental scams. They also say red flags should go up when the landlord won't show the property and when the landlord or property manager requests that you pay with cash, a wire transfer, or a money order.